Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I have got this really special message for you guys. It's one that I'm super passionate about and I cannot wait to share with you. I just got into my writing this morning and I was just kind of like, just going for it in my writing, and I wanted to share a piece of what that was with you guys in the hope that it helps you in shifting your perspective in your life to get a new sense of empowerment. And ultimately it's all around the fact that there is this most courageous and rewarding act that we can engage in for our expansion and evolution, not just individually but also for humanity. And I really want to dive into this topic with you because I'm super passionate about it, because it is absolutely this thing that we can engage in that absolutely is so courageous and definitely rewarding if we are committed to our personal growth and evolution, is open-mindedness. And it is absolutely one of my absolute highest values, and that is for a reason. So I want to ask you guys, to really be honest with yourself about, how open you are to having your belief systems challenged. One of the most exciting things that I like to engage in might sound weird to a lot of people, but for me, it's actually having my current belief system challenged. That actually revs me up, it juices me, it excites me to think that I could shine light on a state of being that I've been so trapped in some sort of belief system, and have some new insight come into my life and make me see a whole new perspective that absolutely energizes me, enlightens me. It feels energizing, but why we get so trapped in our closed-mindedness is ultimately that we get so stuck in our belief systems and we do not welcome challenge, debate, any of that stuff around what we believe, because we are so valuing certainty, control, rightness over open-mindedness, expansion, evolution. And ultimately what that is our ego likes to have certainty and control. It feels like when we have certainty and control, and particularly around our belief systems, which are so attached to our identity, with that, then we feel protected. But it's my perspective and my belief that those walls that we put up, that protect our rightness, that protect our certainty and control, that actually imprisons us, absolutely. And so we need to shift out of that if we want to, grow and expand as an individual, but also, break through to a new height of evolution for humanity. And I know this kind of sounds like all out there and philosophical and maybe idealistic, but I really do believe it. And you can take it into your everyday life. Think about when you have maybe you have a debate about something with somebody that you care about that's close to you, and you're having two different belief systems kind of collide in a way. When we are coming from the ego, from this closed-minded, got to be right, got to be in control, and I got to keep my certainty about my beliefs because it's so attached to my identity. When we're coming from that egoic place, we're not even listening to the other person. We're not even hearing them. We're not open and willing to have another new insight or new perspective come into our viewpoint to be able to expand as a human being, because we'd rather have that certainty, control, and rightness. And we've all heard that, concept about, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? I like to say, do you want to be right or do you want to be free? Freedom, I believe, comes from having an open mind to be totally willing to have a debate about a current belief system that you might hold close to your heart, and have a new person come into your, arena and share a new perspective. And, instead of, judging, condemning, holding on to your rightness and not listening to them and not, judging them and not wanting that kind of new perspective to come in, which only keeps you limited and small and doesn't give you the opportunity for a new lesson in life. And you don't have to go onto their side. It's just about this willingness to be curious and hear a new perspective in the hope that it might take down one of the walls of your ego and set you free to a new level of your expansion. So we need to get to a point in our lives, I truly believe, where we value insight, evolution, expansion over our need for rightness, control, and certainty. And I'm really, it's the same thing, we've all heard, the truth will set you free, right? Well, the thing about the truth is that, the truth will set you free, but first, it's probably going to annoy the hell out of you. When you get a new insight or a new person coming into your life, sharing a perspective that rattles your current belief system up, the ego gets angry about that. The ego gets annoyed about that. The ego wants to shut that other person's perspective down and be right. But we need to get to a point where we transcend that state of being and we step fully into valuing truth over rightness. And that is a great place to be. And I really do believe that every single one of us, we all need to be the student and the teacher simultaneously. We need to, that other saying, I'm throwing out a few bombs here, those sayings, but, first seek to understand and then to be understood. We need to do that. Perspective is the pathway of evolution of humanity, and of you as an individual, right? So what we need to be doing is we really need to be the student of other people's perspectives. It doesn't mean we need to be brainwashed. It doesn't mean that we need to come onto their side and they're right and then that thing's right. It's just this open-mindedness, this curiosity, this willingness to have a new perspective, a new insight come into our lives because we're living a subjective experience. We want to be able to value other people sharing their multitude of perspectives to expand us. That's the purpose. And we want to be able to courageously share our perspectives with an openness and, a desire to, contribute to the life of another through a new perspective and insight, which has the possibility of expanding their mind and their growth and their evolution. And so that is, I'm super, super passionate about this, as you guys might be picking up on. But I'm really hoping, today's message is a little bit different. Just what I was called to kind of share with you guys, but it's all around open-mindedness. I think that we need to get out of our closed-minded states and step fully into open-mindedness. And the only way we can truly do that is to transcend the ego's need for rightness, certainty, and control and shift into a curious, open mindset that is seeking to evolve, expand, and grow. It's hungry for new insight. And that's how we have breakthroughs, and that's how we tear down the walls that the ego thinks are protecting us, but are truly imprisoning us. So really, really hope that message is resonating with a bunch of you guys out there. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you've got any sort of perspective to share with us all, we'd love to hear from you. And so definitely let us check in with you guys and see who's been able to join me. And definitely, guys, I'm saying it every day, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself to all of you beautiful human beings who are already part of the Limitless Potential Inner Circle Facebook community. But if you're not, we are waiting for you to come and join us in there. If you want to get to a new level of your potential, you want to support, encourage, and challenge others to do the same. And we'd love to have another like mind join us in that incredible community. Going up to 3,500, so it's growing and it's awesome. And I've got Sam and Moises and Gary and Jace and Raul and Gary and Marlon and Bradley. Awesome to see you. And Moises, hello. I was just watching your video at the gym. Cool. Just a really quick little snippet of my gym session yesterday. Thanks for watching, Moises. And Fuad and Letty. Yes, hello to you and Giuseppe and Jonathan and Scotty and Helen and Scott. And Sam, I had to dismantle my beliefs to see myself and grow. Boom. It is these belief systems. I encourage you guys, to really go on this journey of being open-minded and a willingness to have your belief system challenged. I'm hungry for it. I'm constantly seeking out to understand different belief systems. To understand why these people believe what they believe. It's interesting. It's interesting from the perspective of expansion. I want to grow, I want to evolve, I want to expand. And so I value different insights coming into my vicinity, and then I can decide what resonates, what doesn't resonate, and keep moving on with an expanded mindset. It'll either expand you into a new belief that is empowering, or it'll allow you to understand others better, and you won't judge them. You'll understand why they believe what they believe, And a really great podcast for any of you guys out there. I've spoken about this podcast a couple of times recently to you guys, but Waking Up with Sam Harris, a brilliant podcast if you are somebody who is really resonating with today's message, if you value debate around truth, if you value shifting our perspective around belief, then I definitely encourage you to check out Waking Up with Sam Harris. Amazing podcast that I'm addicted to and I love. So I hope that that's helpful. And Jabs is here, and Billy and Gabrielle and Ismail and Jessica and Linda and Don. Awesome to see you guys. And Letty, if I want to know a person better, maybe ask them all about myself to improve communication. Themselves. Sorry. Yeah. I was like, yeah. Definitely. Get curious. Be a question asker. Fascinate over another human being. It is... it's a beautiful way to connect, to get outside of ourselves. I often have the conversation with a few of my friends, which is, I know all about me. Tell me about you, and I think it's more interesting to learn about somebody else and then, expand your mind in that regard. And it feels much better for somebody. All of us have had that, scenario happen where we've been in conversation with somebody and then we get to the end and we're like, wow, all they did was talk about themselves and they didn't ask me one single question. And how much do you kind of want to reconnect with that person? We want to be able to fascinate over the other person. And also, like I said, that's being the student, but also being the teacher, having the courage to share what you believe, to share your perspective, to share your insight, for the purposes of adding to the evolution of humanity by expanding another person's mind. So I hope that was valuable, and I love that, Letty, absolutely. And Joshua's here, and George and Kenneth and Simone and Julie, awesome. And Letty, when we try to be open-minded, people tend to be closed. What I would say to you in regards to that is always, you got to be the leader of what you want. Gandhi, you got to be the change you wish to see in the world. If you want more open-mindedness, you got to step into more open-mindedness. And also, people might get kind of closed off and threatened, but recognize where they're coming from, because we've all got an ego and we've all had moments in our life where we've chosen rightness, and certainty and control over actually understanding and listening to another person. We've all been there. We're all human beings, but the choice is up to you. You're building self-awareness. If you're the person with higher levels of self-awareness at this point in time, be a leader, just be more and more open-minded, and remind yourself, don't get closed-minded and judgmental of them being closed-minded and judgmental. Don't fall into that trap. We've all been there as well. And ultimately stay open-minded. What's going on for this person? Okay, I see where they're at because I've been there myself. And just keep being open-minded and sharing what you feel to be true, but also be absolutely willing to have your belief system challenged. So I love that, Letty. Thank you so much. And Frederick's here, and Jace, hi Ness. Great topic. My higher self puts the ego in perspective. It's like a three-way convo with myself. Oh, boom. I love that. That's so cool, Jace. I can just picture that, So your higher self, your current self who's in the moment, and that ego, that fearful part of you as well. I love that. That's so cool that you can have that three-way conversation with yourself. Thanks for sharing, Jace. And I always love to see you here, Moises. Thank you. Loving that this is resonating. Letty and Max is here. And Veronica, loving that you're loving today's message. That's awesome. And Sam, you always touch my heart. I appreciate you. Thank you. Likewise, my friend, you are a superstar. And Sabit, good afternoon, good evening to you. And Wayne and Marco and Maddie's here. And Veronica, I'm loving that you're loving this message. And Simon from Mexico, awesome to have you. And Hazel and Cheryl and Gael and Adrian and Ricardo's back. I love it. And Letty, you're so welcome. Kim, awesome to see you. And I always say no future in the past. Great one. I absolutely love that. That's awesome. And Veronica, you are so, so welcome. I'm grateful that your like mind is resonating. And Jack's here and Ricardo, my expansion and evolution is slowing down. I need to heal some belief situations. Absolutely. You know, it is our beliefs that we seem to want to hold on to. And it's not about having to let go of all belief. It's just having a willingness for some new insight that you didn't have before, you know, when you made that decision to have that kind of belief and that resonated, for some new insight to come into your presence that shifts your perspective a little bit and allows you to, you know, have a new vantage point from that place of expansion. So definitely, Ricardo, I think that our belief systems really dictate and determine, you know, the height of our the potential that we will reach. We can't get very far when we stay stuck and absolute on our beliefs, particularly if there's that deeper part of us that kind of is just like, it's coming from fear, right? When you don't have an openness, a willingness and a curiosity to hear another person's perspective, it's because your ego is super scared of losing its identity, you know, based on its belief system. So we have to recognize that within ourselves and value and appreciate, you know, new insight, growth, expansion, evolution over, like I said, that certainty, control, and rightness. And Jared's here. Awesome to see you. I've just, that really is my final part of the message today. So Jared and anybody else who's just joined me, I really hope you catch the recording and get a ton of value from today's message. I am absolutely, as always, oh, Lucy's here. And Lizzie, awesome guys. I hope you catch the recording, get a ton of value from today's message, like I just said. But I'm absolutely sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's absolutely brilliant and amazing. And I hope you're having a pumped up day and you are ready to bring more open-mindedness into every situation of your life and have that absolute willingness to have your belief systems challenged because you value evolution and expansion over rightness, certainty, and control. That's it from me today, guys. I'm sending you all of my love and I will see you all tomorrow.